It is October 9th, 2019. We're here at 6727 Welmer Street in San Diego, California, 92122. We're here in the backyard of the property. We have the kitchen sink here. We do have a clean out that's outside on the wall. We're here right next to the sliding doors. We have our two bathrooms above. The master bathroom is directly above on the next level up. We do have a 2-inch ABS clean out here. As we look over to the other side, past this little fence line where the garage is, that's where the laundry's at, and there's another 2-inch ABS clean out there. So it appears all the piping here is all newer plastic ABS from when the house was built. So we're going to go from this center one here, which we hope will give us our direct most path to the main sewer line to get all the way out to the street. I have a T-junction right here. This is probably going to be catching the kitchen line. So what we're going to do is we're going to pause the video and turn on some water in the kitchen and verify that. Okay, so there's the water coming in. That's the only water running in the house was the kitchen. So just as we expected, that is the kitchen drain dumping into the pipe here. So we're now going to continue across this line. We'll have a little bit of water here trailing as it continues to flow out. We've already shut the faucet off though. We may have some debris in this line because again this is catching all the food and debris over time with the kitchen line. So when we pull back we may see a little bit better view just depending. Okay, here we're opening into the bigger pipe, so you can see right here this is dumping into the 3 to 4 inch main sewer. It appears to be 3-inch right here. There's another vertical T, so we're going to have a bunch of T's here. They're going to be again picking up the laundry. And as we go forward, it'll pick up the other hall bathroom from upstairs. And then, of course, farther forward, we have the downstairs powder bathroom as well eventually. We might be into 4-inch ABS now. We might have enlarged from 3 to 4. But again, it's all new plastic ABS pipe, so it's what you want to see. There's a T-junction right here, probably again picking up the powder bathroom. And the other connection T there. Okay, so we have a little turn on the line right here. Looks like a 16th degree bend, not a full 45, half of that. And then as we go forward here, you can see we're coming up to, it appears to be the property line clean out. So we're here in the front yard now. You can see we're about 55 feet out. So this vertical pipe is making a complete 90-degree turn to go down, and then it'll recorrect and become horizontal again once it gets a change in depth. So this is typically at the property line, which is usually about 2 to 3 feet before you get to the sidewalk as you're leaving the house headed towards the street. So we'll see if our camera can make all the turns here or not. We made that one smoothly. You can see we're running down for quite a good distance here. Now we've made that other transition. And so we've made the second 90, but it is going to be kind of difficult to continue probably past this. We'll try some running water. We can see just about another foot ahead of us. It is transitioning to clay pipe. So this 4-inch ABS plastic is transitioning to clay. And this is what almost always happens at the property line. They do not run plastic ABS in the streets. And for the lateral up to the property line, it's always done in clay concrete. Or if it was a newer neighborhood, it could have either been relined or Greenbelt PVC is now used. So what we're going to do is pause the video. We're going to pull the camera back to that property line clean out we showed on this vertical turn that we first made to locate that on the property, see if it's accessible. That would be an easy access for us to continue, as well as if there was any issues in the future to maintain it from that point. Okay, so again, we pulled our camera back to this property line clean out T. This is in the front yard. It's actually about 5 feet or so in front of the sidewalk. It's actually in one of the squared off planter beds. We did go ahead and mark this because it is not brought to surface, whether there was a change in the landscaping and it got buried, or if it was just never brought to surface. We don't know. But this horizontal sewer pipe we're in right now, where you're seeing this, is right around about 34 inches deep below the grade of that landscaping there. We've got a flag out front marked with the property line clean out designation, showing that this horizontal pipe is 34 inches deep. And we'll show that on the video when we pull our camera out and move to the front. We're going to now go ahead and run a bunch of water through the system to see if that allows us to get the camera out past the 290s and into the clay pipe, because with clay pipe we're always worried about roots intruding. Clay pipe comes in very small lengths of only 4 feet long, and it's just pushed together into a rubber boot. It's not glued or banded together like plastic or metal pipes, so it's very susceptible to root intrusions. Now I don't see any wear marks on at least this clean out we're in, and since nobody's extended the property line clean out, maybe they haven't had or don't have any root intrusions, so that's why they haven't had to deal with that. But we want to try to verify that, so we're going to pause the video and turn a bunch of water on the system. Okay, you can see we have a multitude of water running. We'll keep pushing as quickly as we can and hope that this allows us to get through the system. I believe we are. We're just going to keep pushing extremely fast here, and once we get the water off, we'll be able to see on the way back if there was any issues with the system. So I think we're into the city. Yes. So we're going to go ahead and pause the video and shut the water off. Okay, so we've shut the water off, but it is going to take a little bit of time for that to kind of slow down, stop running through the system. But we'll slowly back up here, see if there's anything at all in any of these junctions of the clay pipe. There's one there that's clear. There's one there that's clear. A little bit of debris in our camera lens that's a little clouded. Okay, so we have one root intrusion right here. So you can see the roots growing in on the right and left hand side. So we'll go ahead and locate where this is at. So you can see we're almost a little under 75 feet out. Let's pull back a little bit more just to continue and see the next junction. That one's clear, so before we pull all the way back, we don't want to get stuck without this running water helping us. It's finishing up. So one root intrusion right here. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video so we can locate this and see if it's in the street or in front of the curb. Okay, so we've located these roots in this pipe, and this is in the street. It's about 3 feet past the curb into the street. The pipe is about 7 feet deep. So this is not anything you'd ever repair or replace. Clay pipe will last forever. It basically, again, just has these weak coupling joints, and that's where they're growing in as usual. But this will need to be maintained and cleaned up. As they get in bigger, then it can cause stoppages, of course. So the property line clean out that we found that's buried is going to need to be exposed, because that's a larger access point, and that's what's needed to be able to get the type of cleaning equipment in that can rip those roots out. We can do hydrojetting. Preferred and less expensive method is we have what's called a chain knocker system. It's a flex shaft style drain cable that goes in with chains that expand out and rip them out. So it's like snaking, but we need to be closer, and we need to have a larger opening because of the distance we're at right now. It's not going to really get to there with all the turns as well. So the hydrojetting would have to go from that front as well, but that's more expensive. And then from the clean out, the other reason you'd want to expose that clean out is that's where an inexpensive chemical can be done. Can even be done by the homeowner, and it's done every 9 to 12 months. And by putting that down, it's a foaming chemical that sits in the pipe. Once it's put down for about 6 to 10 hours, preferably, without anything being used after that, and that will kill off the roots. It might be trying to stick in just a little bit more after the cleaning, as well as a couple feet away from the pipe underground. And if you do that, then you won't have any more buildup. We're going to have any more snaking or hydrogening done. And it's only about $20 a bottle, and probably 2 bottles would be needed to be done from that clean out once brought to surface. So let's go ahead and pull back now the rest of the way. And we do have a green paint dot in the street, also denoting where this root intrusion is at, and we'll show that when we pull our camera out. So we know the next hub there is clear. Clear there. And here's our transition back to plastic. You can see there's a slight amount of staining water there. You can see that the clay pipe is not perfectly aligned, but it's not an issue. The camera and everything went through there cleanly, and there's no buildup of paper feces. So it's a miniature misalignment, but it's nothing to be concerned about. Coming back up that vertical again. And then here is that clean out, which we have flagged in the front that needs to be brought to surface to clean and maintain the roots. So we're going to go ahead now and just pause the video while we pull this all the way back. Okay, so moved over to the front yard. So again, you can see these landscape planter beds, and the second bed, which is getting close to the sidewalk's edge, this is where the property line clean out is. So right under this plant, we've got our flag here. It's spun, so you can see it says PLCO 34 inches. So that is the property line clean out. It's directly under that plant. The horizontal pipe is 34 inches deep, but we do expect that the clean out sheet that's pointing up for the access is hopefully at least a foot shallower than that. But this area is going to have to be dug up to extend that pipe. And then over past the curb, we'll move. You can kind of see a little dot in the street. That's where the one root intrusion is, to the right of that box, which is the water meter box. So let me pause and we'll move over to that green dot. Okay, so again, here's the front of the house, here's the water meter box. Just to the left of that, that's the green dot we've made, so about 3 feet into the street. That is the root intrusion that needs to be cleaned out and then maintained with the foaming chemical. Again, so with the foaming chemical, it's called Robic Foaming Root Killer. Again, Robic Foaming Root Killer. It's available at Home Depot and Lowe's, most in-store purchases. And you can also buy it online there, or online at Amazon or Walmart as well. So if that chemical is put down every 9 to 12 months, then they won't grow back, and you won't have to do any other maintenance of any more snaking or hydrogetting to rip them out again after that, if it's done properly as well. So that concludes the recording for this property.